Hey, sports porchers. It's your hockey Jesus, and I'm back for game 58 Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Calgary Flames. Well, wow. I think what we witnessed last night was the end of a season. That's right. I know we're only in game 58, but I don't know how you can have a 3-1 lead going into the third with about 10 minutes left and lose 4-3. Because that's what happened to your Pittsburgh Penguins last night. They managed to take what looked like automatic 2 points, sail on into Edmonton, and see if we can make this thing happen and blow it royally. Hey, you came to the right place. I'm your hockey Jesus. This is the Sports Porch, and we're here to break down all the action that happened last night in Calgary. I was able to watch the game last night. Still out here in California, but my goodness. When they scored those 2 goals in the first period, I was feeling pretty good, especially because you're talking about Gruden scoring his first goal in the NHL. Congratulations. And then Eller getting a right in front power play goal, slam it in the net. Look good. Look really good. 2-0. They were out shooting. It was very similar period to the last one that they played against Seattle, only they got 2 goals. So you're like, that's what you need to do. You need to make sure you score the goals when you're out shooting. It's like 18-3, 15-3. It was ridiculous amount of out shooting going on. Jari hardly tested, and I think that actually ultimately failed the Penguins. And let me tell you why. When a goalie doesn't see a lot of shots like Jari did last night, and he's not ready to make those key saves, which I don't think Jari is ever been that way. I think that was the problem. And that's not the only problem. But let's break it down. So end of the first period, fine, no problem. End of the second period, even, that one goal, what are you going to do? I guess it was a good individual effort. I guess you got to let him have that goal, 2-1. But then Carter gets that goal in the third period, 3-1. And actually, Graves was playing really well. And, the only reason they scored that first goal was because of the Letang giveaway. You're like, clearly Letang's not going to fall apart last 10 minutes of the game. Ruido was a +2 at that point. Everything looked like it was going to be just fine. And then it was a total failure on all parts. And how does this happen? Momentum is an unbelievable thing in hockey. It really is. Like, even after they got that second goal, I'm like, that was a terrible giveaway by Letang again. There's no way he's going to do it the third time. And when Kadri got that goal and he skated basically end to end and skated right across and Jari couldn't make that save, I was like, I was heartbroken, honestly. I really just didn't even really know what to think at that point because the momentum just overtakes you. And Sully did call a timeout, which I think is smart. And we'll get to Sully in a second. Because I think there were some other things that Sully could have done that would have been better. But I think calling that timeout, you calm your team down. You're like, look, there's still, I think at that point there were like 4 minutes left or something like that. Penguins get a power play. They couldn't do anything. And 50 seconds left, scramble. The puck comes to the front of the net. Coleman buries it. 50 seconds left. And that's the game. That's the game at that point. Why did this happen? Honestly, I think it's the hockey gods looking down upon this Pittsburgh Penguins team and saying, it's time to blow it up. Look, it was game 58. And who blew it? Your man, Chris Letang. I love him. He's having a great season, but it's inexplainable how he could just absolutely melt down like that, not be able to pick up his man, not be able to skate with his man, try and stick handle the puck away from somebody and lose that battle. Look, you compound that effect of Letang just absolutely falling apart with the fact that you're not playing with Brian Rust, you're not playing with Jake Gensel, and on top of that, Gino hasn't scored a goal since January 26th. Now, somebody explain to me how somebody of the caliber of Evgeny Malkin cannot score a goal for that long. And I know, he's had some different guys, but hey, Drew O'Connor can score a goal. Even Raquel can score a goal. By the way, he looked terrible last night on that first line. Sid's got to make up for some of the deficiencies that Raquel just doesn't want to do in his own end. And honestly, Riley Smith looks like he wants out of here. I don't know how you'd make it happen, but here's what I think has got to happen moving forward with these Pittsburgh Penguins. I think that anybody who calls for the firing of Sullivan needs to think about this. Who are you going to put in his place? Do you even know who the assistant coaches are? Okay, there's Todd Reirden. Do you think that Todd Reirden can get Brian Rust healthy? Do you think he can get Jake Gensel back in the lineup? Do you think that he can make Chris Letang not melt down like that? The other thing is, do you think he can make Tristan Jari make a good save sometime in the third period to stop that momentum from happening? If you do, then I guess you should say fire Mike Sullivan. I personally, your hockey Jesus, I've been watching hockey for a very long time. I don't think that would ever happen with an assistant coach. If you're blowing up the team, then you're blowing up the team and you're starting from scratch again. And you're basically saying to Sid, look, you're the only guy left. And I know they got to keep the other guys, and that's the other problem. Can Todd Reirden suddenly make Gino the scoring machine he was back in 2016, 2017? I don't think so. I think that's gone forever, and they just have to find a way to make it work somehow throughout the rest of the season. But at this point, I think that essentially that the Penguins really just need to just blow it up. And that's my analysis. And the good thing is your Pittsburgh Penguins will be back tonight in action. So, last night's game was signaling this is not a team that's going to make a run for the playoffs. And it breaks my heart. But you know what? I'll be here on the porch. So smash that subscribe button if you want to join me on the journey towards whatever is going to happen at this point, because I don't really know and you don't really know, but I promise you'll get great analysis here on the porch. So until then, Pittsburgh Penguins fans, you know what you have to do. You have to come to the porch, get the analysis, and be here for the rest of the season. Because without you, we got nothing. And the Pittsburgh Penguins will prevail somehow. So, Pittsburgh Penguins fans, keep the faith. And let's go Pens.